The 2025 Westmont Pro Swim Series just wrapped up, and we saw a ton of high-profile swimmers in attendance, all looking to get some long-course racing in, and among them was Summer McIntosh, the most decorated Paris female Olympian, at least when it comes to individual hardware. Summer McIntosh is a swimmer that's able to go pretty fast even at regular in-season meets. She's also young and Canadian. At least two of those things means that anytime she's in the water, you can prepare yourself to see some really fast swimming. And Westmont was no exception. Here she went 3 for 3 in individual event wins, winning the 200 fly, the 400 IM, and the 200 IM. Now McIntosh didn't just win these events, she dominated the fields while also posting some of the fastest times ever recorded in these events. Summer McIntosh got things rolling in the 200 butterfly. Here she recorded a new Pro Swim Series record of 2:04.00. That is an incredibly fast time. It's a big deal for a swimmer to break 2:04. In fact, only 5 swimmers ever have swam a best time of 2:03 or faster, so that should tell you how big of a deal a 2:04 flat is. That swim for McIntosh is now the 8th fastest performance ever in this event. McIntosh is currently the 2nd fastest performer ever in this event, with a 2:03.03 that she swam to win Olympic gold in Paris. Let's compare the splits between that swim and this swim. McIntosh is a bit slower on all 450s at this meet, something that is pretty much expected when you're comparing an in-season swim to a tapered swim. The biggest difference is on that third 50. Here, she was almost half a second faster in Paris than she was here. Actually, the consistency on her other 350s is astounding. The difference is almost identical on all 3 of them. It's 0.16 on the first, 0.17 on the second, and then 0.16 again on the final 50. I think that the most impressive part of this race wasn't anything that McIntosh did while she was actually swimming. It was her reaction after the swim, because after going such a fast time, she looks unimpressed, dare I say bored. The next swim from Summer McIntosh was on the next day, the 400 IM, an event where she is the world record holder. The race belonged to McIntosh right from the start, as she demolished the entire field, steadily building her lead throughout. When all was said and done, it was another Pro Swim Series record for McIntosh, and this time it was a US Open record as well, as she went a time of 4:26.98. McIntosh's world record in this event stands at a 4:24.38. And this swim is now the 4th fastest performance in the history of this event. Again, this is a plain old Pro Swim Series at the beginning of March, and for the 2nd event in a row, Summer McIntosh is going one of the fastest times ever recorded. In fact, when McIntosh won Olympic gold in this event in Paris, she did so in a time of 4:27.71. Her swim here was faster than that. To end the meet, McIntosh closed things out with the 200 IM. Here, she was just off of her own Pro Swim Series record of 2:07.16, touching the wall first in a 2:07.42. Once again, if we compare these splits to the splits from her best time of 2:06.56 that won her Olympic gold, we can see that she started off very strong here. Her first 250 splits were incredibly close to the splits from her best time. Each of them were within a tenth. The biggest difference here was on the breaststroke leg, where she was 8/10ths slower than the split from her best time. This trend was actually the same in her 400 IM as well. She was remarkably close to her best splits in the other 3 strokes. She was even faster on the backstroke, but then was nearly 2 seconds slower on breaststroke. Obviously, since these are in-season swims, the difference is easily explained by a lack of rest. It's entirely possible that for McIntosh, breaststroke is a stroke that she needs just a bit more rest in order to perform at her highest level. Another possibility is the timing of the splits. Both of these splits come in the back half of the race, and it's not super uncommon to see swimmers need a little bit of rest to bring that back half of their swims around. But what Summer McIntosh got done during this meet is incredible. The obvious highlights are her 200 fly and 400 IM, because both those swims are now in the top 10 fastest times ever. And don't let that fact set your standards too high for a 2:07.42 in the 200 IM, because even though it isn't a time that enters the all-time top performances, it is faster than the 2:08.08 that it took to win Olympic bronze in Paris. Summer McIntosh had an incredible Olympics last summer, where she she won 3 golds and 1 silver, all in individual events, and after that monumental high, she doesn't seem to be slowing down one bit, continuing on the incredible trajectory she's had for years now. These aren't the first swims from McIntosh this year that have turned heads either. Back in February, she ripped an incredibly fast 800 freestyle with an 809.86, one of the fastest swims ever. McIntosh has been thinking about adding a 5th event to our lineup, and right now the 800 free seems like the best choice. She said that she doesn't really like it, which is fair, but recognizes that she is good at it. Summer McIntosh continues to be an incredibly exciting swimmer to watch anywhere at any time, and these performances in Westmont continue to prove that. Which of these swims from McIntosh was the most impressive to you? I feel like the common answer is the 400 IM, but for me, I'm kind of leaning towards that 200 fly. What about you? Let me know down below.